Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Natalie, and as you can see from the title of this video, I will be doing a foundation review. And I just want to say thank you so much to Covergirl for sending me this PR package. It's just a complete honor and blessing to be able to receive something free from a company, or just to even get the company's recognition, you know. So I'm gonna show you guys what the packaging looks like. It's really big, and sorry if you can see that behind me. It's my lamp, my ring light, whatever. This packaging is so heavy. So this is all the foundations, and there are 40 shades, as you can see. I'm gonna go ahead and do some swatches in the next clip for you guys.
Damn Flex, you did it again.
Everyone wanna match it. Don't wanna marry. Dirty money, dirty habits. Put the Uber, I'm a cabbie. Calling me to say you want it. Lonely out, I'm thinking that shit. Fuck me, I know you a savage. Bad nigga want a bad bitch. Everyone wanna match it. Don't want a bad bitch. Dirty money, dirty habits. Fuck the Uber, I'm a cabbie. Calling me to say you want this. You lonely out, I'm thinking mad shit. Fuck me, I know you a savage. Yeah. Peanut at the layers like a motherfucking cabbage. Girl, don't keep no secrets for me. Who did you love that I gotta shake hands with? Who did you love that I gotta make plans with? If we not standing, it's not a one night standing. I'm not romantic, I'm not with the edges. Who did you love that I gotta shake hands with? Who did you love that I gotta make plans with? Who did you love that I gotta shake hands with? Who did you love that I gotta make plans with? Who did you love that I gotta shake hands with? Who did you love that I gotta make plans with? Who did you love that I gotta shake hands with? Who did you love that I gotta make plans with? Who did you love that I gotta shake hands with? Who did you love that I gotta make plans with? Who did you love that I gotta shake hands with? Who did you love that I gotta make plans with? Who did you love that I gotta shake hands with? Who did you love that I gotta make plans with? Who did you love that I gotta shake hands with? Who did you love that I gotta make plans with? Who did you love that I gotta shake hands with? Who did you love that I gotta make plans with? Who did you love that I gotta shake hands with? Who did you love that I gotta make plans with? Who did you love that I gotta shake hands with? Who did you love that I gotta make plans with? Who did you love that I gotta shake hands with? Who did you love that I gotta make plans with? Who did you love that I? 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 Who did you love that I gotta shake hands with? Who did you love that I?
So that was all of the swatches, all 40 swatches. One side of my face feels super dry, but it was definitely worth it. As far as the packaging, I think it was just absolutely beautiful. They have this mirror in the inside that has all the swatches. Let me see if I can lift it. Ooh, right there. Oh, you can see my room. So right there, and it has all the swatches of it, and I thought that was pretty cool. And yeah, it also came with a pamphlet in the inside, so I'm going to go ahead and read that to you guys. It says, because we listened. And over here it says, CoverGirl set out to create a foundation that works on all skin types. So we listened and you were inspired to create TruBlend Matte Made. And here is the TruBlend. This has the concealer and the foundations. It says, inclusive of all skin needs, TruBlend Matte Made minimizes pores, controls shine, feels comfortable on skin, and stays. I'm reading from my monitor, so it's like backwards. And stays put up for up to 12 hours. So I'm not going to be reviewing this for 12 hours. I'm going to have this on for as long as I can. And I'll just come back and show you guys. I'll let you know like how long I was wearing it for and everything. Okay, so it says 40 shades designed with you in mind. Every navigation with 4 shade ranges numbered from light to deep. Light, medium, tan, deep. So that's what the numbers, so that's what the letters on the foundation means. So for instance, D20 means deep 20, meaning the second deepest shade. And it says, TruBlend Matte Made Foundation is oil free, so you don't get shiny living your life. Transfer resistant, aka won't rub off on your favorite white tee. I don't know how truthful that is, but we're going to test all of that. Pore minimizing for smooth and even selfie ready skin, and all day comfort wear, so you can put it on and not worry about your skin feeling cakey or dry. And it has a little bit of information about all the 4 primers. It says the TruBlend Skin Primer Base. So the first one is the skin smoothing one. That's supposed to visibly smooth skin for a perfect canvas. The color neutralization one, it is the green one right here, and that neutralizes redness and helps correct uneven skin tone. And then the what is it? Pore minimizing one is which one is that one? Oh, I mixed them up. Okay, so the smoothing one is the clear one. The pore minimizing is the purple one. Okay, so the pore minimizing says visibly reduces and blurs pores while mattifying skin. And the last one is the illuminating, which is a pearl pigments, illuminate and hydrate to enhance skin's radiance. And that is exactly what is in this pamphlet. So we're going to test all of that and see if it is true to what it says. I just want to point out real quick, let me open this back up. If you guys seen the swatches, right? So obviously I'm in the deep range, but here's the problem. Here's the problem I have with every single foundation out in this world, honestly. Here's the problem I have with these brands. They always seem to create, they always seem to make me the darkest shade there is out there. So they'll create a foundation that is meant for me. And that'll be the darker shade, and they're going to call it something like, they would usually call it espresso. And it's just really funny because there's so many darker skinned women out there. Like, for instance, Nima Tang is way darker than me. Maybe not way darker than me, but about a shade or 2 darker than me. Plus, she has a different undertone. So, here I have D90 and D80. And I'm going to put both of them side by side on my face so you guys can see how none of these are my actual shade. I don't know why they do this. I just think, I feel like maybe they should have expanded on the range a little bit more. Just because I'm not the darkest out there. At least 60 shades, not 40. 40 is like, even at 40 different shades, you still have to mix to find your own perfect shade. If you're like me, for instance. But, I think 60 is like perfect, because in this with this collection right here, they went from where did I go from? They went from light, medium, tan to deep, and that's 4 ranges. But I personally feel like it should go fair, light, medium / neutral, olive / tan, deep, and then dark deep. Like, whatever. So anyway, so this is D90 right here, and I'm just gonna put it right over here. D90 looks like it could be my skin tone, but as you can see, the undertone is very, very red. I'm not exactly sure what my undertone is. I feel like I'm more on the neutral side. Yeah, so then this is what D80 looks like right here. So these two are the darker shades, and as you can see, they are not my skin tone whatsoever. So I'm thinking I'm gonna have to mix them, and hopefully that'll be the right, you know, the right shade for me. So I wanted to point out that, oh, so the darkest shade is called Espresso. What a coincidence. Not really. Like, really? Anyway, this is not released yet. This foundation is not released yet, but I know it's going to be released like around June. And it's going to be retailing for about $8 to $12 depending on the retailer or like whichever drugstore you're at, pretty much. Personally, as far as the shade range, I'm not that impressed. Like I said, 40 is just the minimum. They should have reached for at least 60, you know, push for more. But the pro for this is I'm also very impressed with the shade range because it's a drugstore foundation, and Maybelline is the only drugstore that I actually know that carry, you know, a good amount of foundation ranges, or a good amount. When I say good amount, I don't mean like, I mean it'll suffice, but it's not it's not perfect, but it'll suffice. Just like this, it's not perfect, but it'll suffice for now. So for it being a drugstore foundation, for it to have this kind of shade range, it's pretty impressive. But at the same time, it's not, because we've seen this already with Maybelline. Maybelline has like, what, 35? So you have like 5 extra shades. So it's not really that impressive for me, but I'm not going to be the enemy of progress here. So I just hope that they come out with more shades. Whatever. Anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and put this on my face and tell you guys basically what I think. So I'm going to be mixing the two. I used 1 pump for each, and then I just dipped it once and then swiped it on my face. And as you can see, that's still a whole lot of product for just 1 pump. So I'm going to go ahead and work on this side of my face, blending the two together. And I'm going to go ahead and see if I'll need more pumps. So technically this is 2 pumps of foundation on my face. And as I'm blending it out, I can already tell there really isn't too much of a scent. There's a little bit of scent, but it's not something that's so crazy. So on this side, I'm not going to be applying the primer. I'm just going to go ahead and apply the foundation straight on, because I want to test out one of the primers too and see if it claims to do what it says. So I'm going to bring it down my jawline, and as I'm like looking at it, I would definitely say that this is a medium to full coverage. I do think it's buildable, so that's a pro. And it does feel really lightweight on my face like it claims to. Like for instance, it looks like I have a whole bunch of, you know, foundation on. It looks like I'm caked up right now, but it feels so light. So this is one side of my face with the foundation on, and as you can see, it looks absolutely amazing. My face looks super smooth and flawless. I absolutely love how it looks. Wow. It looks like skin, and I think that's what they were really trying to go for, and I think they nailed it. It doesn't feel too heavy on me. Yeah, this is very good. I absolutely love this. Wow. So as you can see, you see that line of demarcation. You can tell that I have foundation on this side. I did not blend down my neck. I just went down my jawline, and I feel like it blends pretty well with my neck. Not with my chest, because you guys already know the deal with that. My chest is too light to try to match my face with that. So I just prefer to match my neck. But to each his own, right? So now I'm going to go ahead and use the smoothing primer because I actually want to test this out and see if it really does smooth out, you know, my pores. So I'm going to go ahead and put it on this side of my face and rub it into my skin. I'm only putting it around my cheeks because I don't really have pores on my forehead like that. Well, I do have pores on my forehead, but I don't have large pores. So this feels very like velvety, like the texture is like velvet, and it is smooth also. It's kind of refreshing. I feel a little bit awake from just putting it on. Like my skin feels like it just bounced right back to life. It does have like a lotion kind of scent that I don't really like. Yeah, I don't like that scent at all. It's very strong. I kind of wish it didn't really have. It's too strong for me. I don't like it. Aside from the smell, I do think that the primer feels very nice on my skin. So we're just going to see how well it works with the foundation. So this time around, I'm going to blend it out with a beauty blender and see how, a beauty blender and just see how that works out also. Alright, so I have my damp beauty blender right here, and I'm going to mix the two foundations on the back of my hand. I'm going to be using 1 pump of each bottle, just because I want it to be as even as possible, so like one side doesn't have too much coverage. The amount in the bottle is 30, so 1 fluid ounce per foundation in here, which is pretty good. Especially for the price, it's definitely very good. So I'm going to go ahead and use... So I do feel like it applied better with the brush. Actually, I don't know. Let me just... It feels very... No, I'm not sure. Why does one side look lighter? Yeah, one side looks way lighter. Oh my gosh, I don't think So I forgot to put the darker shade. That's why I'm like, why does it look so light? So I'm going to try to blend that in too. I don't like how it's applying. It's applying very full coverage. I feel like the brush took away a little bit more of the foundation. So like this looks like skin right here. It's mattifying, but then when I'm putting it on with this, it's not drying as quick as the brush did. So I'm just going to apply it onto the other side also. I mean, you guys have already seen how it applied with the brush, so we'll just fix that little mistake right now. Yeah, so it looks like skin still. Don't get me wrong. Like, I like that about this foundation. As far as applying it with the beauty blender, that's not something I'm really comfortable with. I always apply my foundation with my brushes just because I get more control. With the beauty blender, I can't really control how much gets on my face or how much it soaks up. How much the sponge soaks up, but I do feel like this beauty blender did not soak up any foundation at all, so I look very, very full coverage and cakey right now. So I want to see how long it's gonna take for it to, you know, turn matte. I'm bringing it down my neck to try to blend that out a little bit more, because you guys can see, like, this is not my skin tone. So you guys probably cannot tell that well, but the foundation looks so much better with the primer than by itself. By itself, you can tell that my pores are very much more visible, but with the primer, it just looks like skin. Like, you can still see my pores, but it doesn't exaggerate it like on this side. So let me come close for you guys a little bit so you can kind of see. Just ignore this pimple right here, but you can see all right here. My pores are a lot more visible versus on this side. It's like you can't really tell that well, you know. So this foundation definitely is a pore minimizing one for a fact. So they got that one down pack. Okay, CoverGirl, I'm gonna give you that. So yeah, I feel like I don't look mattify, especially like on camera. Because of all the lights. But like looking at myself, I don't feel like I look mattifying, and I also. Oh my goodness, guys. I think I lied to you. I definitely lied to you. I prefer how the foundation applies with the Beauty Blender so much more. It looks so good on camera, like in person. It looks like skin. Wow. Versus with a brush, it's not bad with a brush either. But it's not like, you can tell I have foundation on this side. But on this side, I feel like it looks more like natural. Like skin-like, basically. So, as far as the formula goes, it is matte finish. I don't feel like I look matte, but throughout the day, I'm going to see if I end up feeling, matte. For instance, when I say feeling matte, the Fenty Beauty foundation is so hard to blend. Like, I'll literally put one dot on my face, and that'll be the hardest thing to blend. And I literally feel so matte with it on to the point where it's, like, dehydrating in a way. But this one feels so lightweight on my face. It does not feel like I have foundation on right now. It is definitely medium to full coverage, guys. I don't really have like problems, like any really real problem on my skin. So you can't really tell if it could be full coverage. But from the way the consistency look on my skin, that's how I'm able to tell anyway. But for somebody who has like acne prone skin, this will work really good on you. It'll cover it up real good. Keep in mind I use 2 pumps for one side each, so 4 pumps in total for my full face, and I think that's all you really need. So yeah, this does feel very comfortable on my face, and yeah, so I just want to point out that it's very rare, very, very rare to find an affordable foundation with this shade range. All I can really think about is Maybelline, and even CoverGirl has surpassed Maybelline at this point by like 5 extra shades. So big props to CoverGirl, and another like another pro is the fact that it's available in drugstores. So like you can be shopping at Walmart and go to the cosmetic section and literally pick this up once it comes into the stores. Like, it's that easy. You don't have to go to Sephora and get matched, whatever. And another tip that I really like about this, what I really like about this foundation is the packaging of the actual bottle and the fact that it has the D first to indicate what shade it is. So dark 90, dark D, dark, get it? And then 90, the darkest shade on it. So if you're my skin tone, obviously you would know not to go looking at for instance tan. You would know not to go looking at T10 because T stands for tan, you know? So you would know to look at dark, and there's only 10 shades in each of the shade range. So it's not that hard, but like you can kind of like pick between 2 or pick both if you're like me. You can't just rock one, you know? Yeah, so I feel mattified, like I don't feel oily, but I don't look matte. That's what I like. I feel very dewy. So this seems like, not dewy, but I feel very natural right now. I feel like this would be very, very good for like the summer when it's getting hot out. You can wear foundation and go out and just, you know, slay. So I'm going to wait a little while for this to kind of mattify a little bit. And then I'm going to do a couple tests that it claims to do. For instance, I'm going to do like the flash test and like the white t-shirt test. And yeah. So I do feel like I've only had this foundation on for about like 5 minutes. And I feel like it's already oxidized just a little bit, to the point where it matches my neck pretty well now. I just brought it like to right here. I did not bring it down the rest of my neck area. So I think it's doing a pretty good job right now, but keep in mind that it did oxidize and I've only had it on for like 5 minutes. And I think this is as matte as it's gonna get. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the flash test. I will use the camera in my phone. It's kind of blurry. Let me take it on Snapchat. You know, Snapchat has the best quality. Yeah, so it looks very skin-like. It doesn't look cakey. I don't have any flashbacks. So here is what the picture looks like. As you can see, I don't look ashy, so it looks pretty good. Like, you can't really tell because of the glare, but I think it looks pretty good right now. I don't look oily. I don't look ashy. It looks pretty natural. It does look a lot darker. Yeah, it's definitely oxidized, but I'm not mad at it, you know? A little oxidation, a little oxidic. Is that even a real word? Alright, so the time right now, it is 4:21, so I know it's pretty late, but I'm going to go ahead and come back to you guys around like 11, 12. Just so like my foundation has some time to sit on my face and, you know, do its thing, you know, do the things it claims to do. And then I'll come back and give you guys my final review. So stay tuned. Okay, guys, so I'm back and I'm in a different, you know, setting than I usually am. I'm in my living room right now. But it is now 11:54. I was gonna wait till 12, but it's basically 12 o'clock. So basically it has been six to 7 hours now, and I can definitely say that I am so impressed with the longevity of the foundation. It definitely proves to be long wear, and still feel very lightweight on my face. Let me just come close. I don't blot, I don't powder throughout the day. I just let it, you know, sit on my face and do what it needs to do. The only thing that I can say I did not really like, or that I'm not really impressed with, is how it's just my laugh lines and the creases in my under eye, and it creases. So be aware of that. But if you are beautiful, I'm just kidding, but if you don't really have a lot of creases or fine lines in your face, then you'll be all set. You'll love this foundation, especially if you have oily skin. If you have dry skin, I don't think this will be meant for you, just because you'll feel very matte throughout the day. And yeah, so my natural oils did like come through a little bit, so it gives me that radiant glow still, and I don't look like dewy and oily. I just look matte still, but like with a glow, if you get what I mean. So I also wanted to test out the what did they claim that it did? Oh yeah, so they claimed that it wouldn't transfer. So I have a piece of white paper right here, and I'm just gonna like slam my face into it, or just go ahead and press this into my face and see if anything will transfer. I did set my face with setting spray, and oh, I also want to point out that this is the side where I did not have the primer on, and this is the side I had the primer on. So if you want to look at the laugh lines, they're both just as bad, honestly. I don't know if I'm just like overthinking it or if I'm really just bugging, but I see that this side is a little bit more dewy than this side. So I do think the primer did do something. I mean, my pores look amazing. It's supposed to be pore minimizing, so it did the job. But I do feel like the side that I primed looks better. But anyway, so I'm gonna go ahead and just do this. Okay, so I pressed my face in pretty hard, and of course my lipstick is gonna come off because I did not put the wow, I'm just blown away. I did not put the primer or foundation on my lips anyway. I'm so impressed, guys. I don't know if you can see, but you really cannot. Hold on, let me try to bring down the lighting a little bit. Okay, there we go. That is what came off. I'm like shook. I am so shook. Wow. So I'm super shook, guys. Like, wow. Mind blown. I think this is gonna be, this combination is just gonna have to be my favorite from now on. I'm just so shook. Like, what? Wow. Wow, this was no joke. CoverGirl, big ups to you. You know, I'm still a little bit iffy about the shade range, but I'm not too mad now that you've actually proven to do what you can do. I think this is going to be one of the top selling foundations of this year, next to Fenty Beauty, because hold on, let me just do this again, because you guys, I don't think you understand, like, you really don't get it. So let me just bring it down again, okay? Do you see that? That is my whole face. That's my nose, my lips, and a little bit of darkness right here. So my contour is the only thing that really, like, you know, wow. Okay, I didn't set my face either. Like, I didn't set it with powder or nothing. I just set my bake or my concealer area. That's it. Like, there's nothing much I can say, but pretty much the overall grade I would give this foundation, the CoverGirl TruBlend Matte Made Liquid Foundation. Wow, that is a mouthful. The overall grade, 1 out of 10, is definitely a 9.5 out of 10. Definitely. I gave it a 0.5 because of the shade range. It's great for, it's honestly more than great for, it's honestly, it's not even more than great. Let me not even try to like sugarcoat it. It's okay for the shade range for a drugstore, because I'm not gonna put that on a pedestal because it's not a lot, you know. If it was Fenty Beauty in a drugstore, then I would be like, that is more than great. But this is more, it's okay. But I understand, like, it's okay. It'll suffice for now. But anyway, I've stressed that long enough. If they do decide to expand their lines, which I think they should, on both end of the spectrum, from the lightest to the darkest, they do need to expand out more. I just think if they do, this foundation is just life-changing. And I don't say that often. Like, I wasn't sweating Fenty Beauty like that. Like, I wasn't one of the people that was like, oh my god, Fenty Beauty. Like, you know, I wasn't sweating it that hard. I'm a big Rihanna fan, but don't get me wrong. If I'm not feeling something, I'm not gonna just follow the hype. But I think this right here, this is my Fenty Beauty moment. Wow. I hope you guys like this video. Make sure you give it a thumbs up and comment down below if you like this review. I basically got this idea from Too Much Mouth, so I want to give her credit because I watch her reviews all the time, and I think this is just a great way for me to show you guys, you know, an in-depth view into like the formulas of makeup, the shades, the texture, like all that, you know. I feel like it's important to let you know all that versus just doing my makeup, you know, because okay, it may work on me, but might it work on you, you know. I mean, I'm not saying just because it works on me, it won't work for you, but you never know until you actually get to see like an in-depth full review. And now I'm just running on. But I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.